Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hi!
To another episode of Am I the Devil?
Yes, you are. You're a bad little devil.
I'm the devil, you're the angel. We're gonna decide if someone's an angel or a devil.
I am holy and I am moly.
And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I feel like I don't ask you guys that very often, but like, it would be kind of sick if you subscribe.
Subscribe to my OnlyFeed.
You have one?
Maybe. How do you think I've been paying for all the little things?
Ooh.
How do you think I paid for our lawnmower?
Ooh. I made my girlfriend cry for admitting that my best friend is more attractive than her.
Ooh, saucy. I like it.
That's a spicy meatball!
I already hate it. It's kind of like you don't have to say it or just lie, you know? If someone asks you to rate your wife, like on a scale of 1 to 10, and you rate her anything less than a 10,
11.
there you go. That's the correct answer. Yay! You don't have to be honest.
What do I win?
You get a bag of chips that's already eaten that's filled with garbage.
Okay, I quit. You're 6.9.
I, 25 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 24 female, for almost a year. Before we became official, we were friends for at least 4 years. Other than my girlfriend, the second most important person in my life is my best friend, 24 female. We have been best friends for more than a decade, and she's been there for me for all my lowest points. Excuse you.
Excuse me, sorry.
I literally would not have survived this long without her. So why don't you date her then?
Good question.
Our relationship is purely platonic. I admit I've had a crush on her before. Doesn't sound very platonic to me.
I feel like that always happens though, no?
Yeah. It's just like a matter of can women and men be friends? Like actual friends.
I think so.
I feel like there's always one person that wants it to be more. Like
Yeah.
maybe the people that say that are like, oh yeah, for sure. But then they also have like a male friend that likes them and they don't know.
Or like if you confront those feelings and then you move past it, maybe that's like why people can be. But if
Yeah.
it's unresolved and you never actually tell that person, then maybe yeah.
I also think that like in a case where it's couples, like you can be friends with your friend's husband, but like not on a level that's like you text them separately.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on what the context is, yeah.
Do you think men and women can be friends? Let us know in the chat. So we both admitted it would be better for us to stay as best friends, and that was that. I think she probably told you that.
I just want to be friends. I didn't catch feelings.
She isn't the stereotypical girl best friend either. She's just my best friend who happens to be a female. She respects boundaries, and I'd like to believe that she genuinely sees me as a friend and vice versa. We've been each other's support systems for a long time and even trust each other more than our own parents. So recently, my girlfriend asked me if I think she's prettier and more attractive than my best friend.
There's only one answer to this.
There's literally only one answer, and like,
And yes, she is more attractive.
I think in certain circumstances, it's okay to lie. For context, my best friend is a successful fashion model and influencer. She looks like your typical model influencer, tall, slender, clear skin, while my girlfriend is honestly short, quite chubby, and has a lot of acne. Just even the way that you're talking about your girlfriend is like weird.
Yeah, like, so she like is ugly.
No, like my girlfriend is like ugly.
Objectively, like the
Objectively,
influencer,
she's,
like she's famous
ugly.
for being beautiful. So she like, obviously she's objectively. So like, I'm gonna absolve myself of all this because she's like clearly like, if people think that she's hot, my crappy.
Fabulous job. I love my girlfriend. I really do. She has social anxiety and thus sometimes goes for long periods of time without contacting me.
I feel like you're kind of just throwing in these little tidbits of like, I love her. She's a bitch.
I love her, but she's ugly and she doesn't talk to me.
She smells, but she's beautiful.
Brother, ugh.
I've never once felt any doubt or temptation to cheat or find someone else. I accept and love her as she is. But you don't think she's beautiful though? I don't really like how you're talking about her already. When she asked that question, I answered yes. I believe my best friend is prettier and more attractive than her. I mean, come on, my girlfriend is a normal girl and my best friend literally gets paid and receive lots of free stuff solely for her looks.
Buddy, I think you're just sort of digging yourself a grave here.
You're digging a nice little hole all the way to hell. Nice little shortcut. I'll be waiting on the other end of the hole. She got offended and she started crying. She hasn't talked to me in a while either. I don't understand why she's acting that way. I mean, the answer was obvious, but it doesn't make me love her any less. She was asking that question for validation. She was not asking for your honest answer.
It's like, do you love me? You gotta say yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, wait.
Of course I love you.
You serious?
I love you so much.
You serious?
I love you so
Love
much.
me?
I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should leave.
My wings just got a little firmer.
This is YouTube, Mike. There's kids watching.
Are you sure about that?
I clearly chose to date her instead of other women. I accept her as a whole package. I told my best friend about my answer, and she slapped me.
She slapped you.
Now she's been on my butt to make it right.
That's so awkward for the friend too.
Yeah, it is.
Is that like your way of maybe taking another shot at this friend, buddy?
It could be. It could have also been that he was looking for validation, that he, didn't say something untoward. But the reason why the best friend slapped him is because women know the answer to this, and it's we don't want to be told that we're less pretty or ugly or our outfit sucks.
No way.
At the end of the day, we're asking your opinion because we want you to tell us that we're pretty.
You don't really want my opinion. You want an answer.
You know that what the correct answer is? You are the most beautiful person that I have ever known.
Let's actually reenact this whole scene. Ready?
Do you think that your best friend is prettier than me?
You are the most beautiful person I've ever known in my entire life.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, my love.
I hate my best friend. She's ugly and disgusting, and I would never... Too far?
No, that was perfect.
Perfect. Okay,
That-
good.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Was I expected to very blatantly lie to my girlfriend? Yes. Wouldn't it have been worse if it wasn't honest? No. Anyone with eyes could clearly see who was the more attractive one. Wouldn't it be a slap to her just to lie to her face that way? It kind of sucks to know that you don't find your girlfriend attractive.
Why are you dating her if you don't find her attractive? Like, how long
yeah.
have they been dating too?
A year.
When I say like you don't find her attractive, I mean like the things he says. It's not just about her appearance, but about like how she's like uncomfortable and awkward, and she doesn't talk to him for a while. So like if you don't mesh with her, why the heck are you dating her?
Yeah, for sure. So he said, I don't get why I have to be the bad guy in this situation. And there's an update. I was able to talk to her. She apparently told other people about the situation, and everyone, including her own mother, sides with me. She shouldn't have been asking me questions like that when the answer was obvious.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's
I don't
true.
believe that
Like,
at all.
it's clear that she felt like somewhat insecure and in her own feels about how beautiful your best friend is. I think that maybe she was also maybe fishing to see if you liked her, because it's like, how could you not? And the way that you answered that question not only made her feel ugly, but also made her question whether or not you have feelings for her best friend. So I disagree with
Everyone, including her own mother.
That's a weird thing for her mother to say.
I know, it's weird.
Well, honey, yeah, you are ugly.
She apologized for even asking that question in the first place.
So she apologized.
She apologized, yeah. This girl must be really freaking homely for everyone around her to be like, yeah, you're ugly. You shouldn't be forcing people to tell you that you're pretty.
This guy sounds like a sociopath.
Yeah, that's so freaking weird. To everyone saying I should have broken up with her, we're good. I'm feeling very betrayed by my best friend instead because it's clear whose side she took. She's the only one who took my girlfriend's side, probably because she was uncomfortable with how you answered the question. Most of the people we know are also upset at her. These are people who actually know us and the relationship.
Why would they be upset with her?
Well, she slapped him.
Good. She should have slapped him twice.
Yeah, right upside the head, right upside the butt.
What a weird thing to say.
25 years old is way too old to not understand how dumb that is. Who describes their girlfriend as short, quite chubby, and has a lot of acne? Like, Jesus, that's brutal. If my partner described me like that, there would be a problem. Just the way that he's writing this story about like how he chooses to characterize. I haven't even read one positive quality about his girlfriend. He basically says, I accept her for who she is.
Which is subpar. How old is this kid?
They're 24 and 25.
She should be old enough to...
This is tough because it's like, does someone know something we don't? Because like if everyone is siding with him, I don't know. I think that he's lying. I don't think that people agree with him
I think he's
at
lying
all.
too.
Why you always lying?
People of Reddit got mad about how he talked about his girlfriend and the story, and he's trying to seem right in the situation. You know when you're trying to win an argument and you're a narcissist and you say things like, well, everyone else thinks the same, just to like win the argument so you make the person second guess. It's another way of gaslighting. It's saying like everyone thinks you're crazy.
But why are you doing this anonymously on Reddit?
And that's the kicker, right? Yeah, so everybody's just kind of saying, are you sure you don't like the best friend instead of the girlfriend? Yeah. You're the a-hole, you're the a-hole. Okay.
Pretty unanimous.
Yeah, it's pretty magnanimous and
Unanimous? Unanimous.
You're kind of a raging, blistering butthole.
I'm trying to think of a context in which people would side with him. Maybe she's like manipulative. Maybe her behavior or something like that we're missing.
Yeah, I don't really see it either. I honestly think that he's lying about everyone agreeing with him.
Well, everyone says she's like a kind of ugly.
she's ugly. Imagine
Look, come on.
that.
Look at my best friend. Like
Oh
she's
my
obviously
gosh.
famous for being good looking.
I mean, on the one hand, it's like, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, but at the same time, it goes without saying that you should be attracted to your own girlfriend.
Maybe it was like an attempt to have another shot at his best friend. Like,
Possibly.
look what I did. See, like I'm in a stable relationship for a year. Now I'm ready for you. I just told her. I confessed my love to you by admonishing her. I know, some weird manipulative
Yeah, there's
shaisa.
some some weird stuff going on here. I think your girlfriend deserves better.
Sure does.
But I think I can make some room for you down here in the fiery pits of hell.
I'm kind of jealous. I want someone up here. I'm lonely up in the clouds.
We're just getting started. So how do I, 27 male, get my friend, 26 female, to stop manipulating me to date her?
Huh. So what kind of manipulation is she doing?
We shall find out.
Tell me more.
Last November, I met this girl at a gym I go to. We started talking and she did a lot for me, not going to lie. I started going back to school and she paid for my, my tuition because I'm still working on myself.
What?
It's community college, so not that much. It was $1,200, but I get it.
So you met her at the gym and then she just paid your tuition?
Yeah.
Gotta be careful with that.
We started having some conflict because she found out I was talking to other girls. So she wasn't just a friend. She was someone that you were seeing.
Or maybe she thought they were dating?
Meanwhile, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but I admit I should have been transparent with her. So she thought that they were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh yeah, like maybe I just will leave this undefined so that she can pay for my tuition.
Smart.
Hold on. Hold the phone. You let a girl that you didn't even want to date pay for your tuition? I told her I'm not on that relationship time right now.
Also, here's my bill for next term's tuition.
Yeah, literally. She agreed to be friends, but she completely changed. Things that she used to do, she won't, right? Because
Like
I'm not.
Sorry, we can't say that, can we?
No, we can't. No, we can't. We can't say that. I feel like she's trying to use money to manipulate me. Or maybe she doesn't feel comfortable paying for things now that you are not actually in a relationship with her and she just found that out.
Is he saying that she stopped paying for him as a way of manipulating him?
Right.
Buddy, you had it pretty good before. Maybe you shouldn't have accepted her money if you didn't want the baggage.
I don't think he should have accepted the money at all, like to begin with, right? So we have a text. I'll read it out. Me. You've been on some funny stuff lately. Her, question mark. You're just petty, lol, but it's cool. How? You know how. Because I didn't send you money for groceries?
Oh, scheisse.
Just in general.
Really?
You said you only want to be friends. I'm treating you like a friend. I've been understanding with you. I helped you out anytime you asked. I find it funny that you aren't mentally ready for a relationship, but you are comfortable asking for me to keep paying for you.
Oh, shit, she got you.
This is what a friendship looks like. To me, it's clear that she's been trying to use her finances to push me into
Bro, just stop.
I feel like you've been dangling a carrot in front of her.
Literally.
Making her think that she was in a relationship with you to get her to pay for things.
Or maybe you should have just had the foresight to be like, hey, we're not dating. Maybe I should stop this.
Yeah, but
Do you know
then
what I
he
mean?
wouldn't get his college tuition paid for. Free groceries, apparently.
Well, it depends what the groceries are.
So I'm not sure how to confront her, trying to handle this delicately. I mean, confront her about what? You're like mad that she won't pay for shit for you now?
It's amazing that people create these narratives in their head.
Yeah. Well, like, think about it though. Everybody always thinks that they're in the right? Like in any sort of conflict. Like there's someone out there that thinks you're the devil. Whatever they have to tell themselves to make themselves sound less bad in a situation. So they'll cherry pick certain things. Most people will not be fully honest with themselves or with other people. Everybody thinks that their reasons for doing things are justified. Nobody wants to admit that they're the villain.
100%. Yeah.
Even you, Mr. Angel.
I'm never the villain. I am absolved of all sin.
You're so cute there with your little halo.
Can you make me have wings? Just flop out right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'm flying!
It's interesting that you chose the word manipulating me to date her. I personally think that you are manipulating her into thinking that you were dating in order to get her to pay for you.
I feel like you're manipulating us with this post.
I feel gaslit. She's right, you're wrong, grow up.
Buy groceries.
How embarrassing.
We don't know what his like social situation is, but still, maybe he's like struggling like badly. But still, I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying like, yeah, it's still messed up.
He can be struggling badly and not manipulating people into thinking that they're something that they're not so that they pay for shit. Regardless of the situation, you don't manipulate people into paying for stuff for you. It goes without saying. Are you actually serious? You're here letting everyone know you blatantly use some woman for financial gain and you want us to think she is the bad guy. You are deluded. Get a job and take care of yourself. Stop manipulating women into doing it for you. I hope you paid her back that $1,200. If you have any kind of spine or moral fortitude, you'll pay her back. You are gross.
I agree though.
None of this says that she's manipulating you to date her. You're not entitled to her money. She previously offered and is no longer offering. She opened her eyes to being used. Pay her back and get out of her life. I think we've said all we need to say at the end of the day. I'm sorry. This one is another one that I'm going to have to give a
stern talking to.
An eternal stern talking to.
Give him a stern little press with a brand on his buttocks.
I have a little waffle maker. It's just about your size, and I'm gonna put you inside it and make you into a waffle.
That was weird.
I don't know, that sounds kind of fun. I'm bored up here.
I remember when I was up there, it was really fun. I'm sad I got banished. We used to party, dude. We had holy raves.
Remember that cloud rave back in 06?
Ooh, one for the books.
That was crazy.
Avicii DJ'd.
Dude, Cupid was crazy,
Cupid was off the hook, dude. He was beatboxing.
He shot arrows into the crowd, got me, and there was like this 12 to 13 hour period where I just honestly didn't know where I was. we were making out. Remember that?
I know.
Yeah,
weird.
That was weird.
Well, you are the devil, my dear. Takes one to know one. Am I the a-hole for liquidating my daughter's college fund to keep our dream house?
Excellent.
I, 50 female, lost my husband 4 years ago.
Oh, that's sad.
Sorry to hear. I also have a 16-year-old daughter. My late husband left me everything and told me to trust his lawyer. My husband worked for 20 years as a doctor and did some minor investing, so I inherited over 7 figures.
Oh, awesome.
That's a lot of money. A year later, I decided to list our home of 12 years and received an offer too good to refuse. With the inheritance, as well as the influx of cash from selling the house, I decided to move my daughter and I to Malibu because we always dreamed of a home next to the beach, but my husband was exceptionally tight-fisted and called homes their money pits. Something tells me you'll find out why. We found a beautiful home by the sea. I never personally handled anything regarding buying the home before, so I didn't anticipate all the extra costs beyond the sticker price.
Also insurance, by the way.
My daughter was so excited, so I decided to go for it. My late husband's lawyer was furious at my decision, so I stopped taking his calls.
Not a great plan.
I ended up signing with a money manager who said we'd be passively earning 90% of what surgeons earned per year. The money manager ended up tanking a lot of our investments. I took the dwindling money out and made my own investments.
Not a great plan.
Which made it worse. And long story short, because of all that, I only have around $35,000 available to me now, not to mention our debts.
Oh my God, bro.
You messed up.
Get that lawyer back on the phone.
Yeah, no kidding. If they'll even take your calls at this point, because I don't think you can afford that lawyer.
Jesus.
With the amount available to me, I'm looking at only being able to pay 1 month of a mortgage and upkeep, and then I'm basically out of luck until my business gets clients. However, the place where we do have a significant amount of money is the fund my husband started for our daughter.
Oh no.
With the money there, I could prevent our credit cards from being shut down and not to have to worry about the mortgage for many more months.
This is complicated.
This is literally all your fault, though.
I know, but maybe her and her daughter, this is their dream home, and it's making her daughter happy. There's context like that, you know what I mean?
I could see that.
Obviously, he was very irresponsible to do these things. I don't know. It's complicated. I feel like she might be a purgatory candidate.
Yeah, it's a tough one because it's I'm sure that she bought the house because it's something that her and her daughter have always wanted, and her daughter really wanted the house as well.
Of course, and you're grieving too, and you want to do something special, create new memories and stuff like that.
But again, she also made some bad financial decisions that the daughter shouldn't have to also pay for.
I'm kind of curious what the lawyer was so mad about.
Because she went ahead and did it without his say-so, without his guidance. So he might have been able to look into the house a little more and whether or not it was a good purchase. Okay. And he could have advised her, you can't get this one. It would be advisable to not do that, but there are other options out there. Or maybe it could have just been honestly, you shouldn't pick one of these houses. Malibu is beautiful, but they are money pits. You can literally just tell. There's a bunch of abandoned ones there. Isn't Kanye's mansion that he built there completely abandoned as well?
Yeah, there's some crazy houses abandoned. Malibu.
It's one highway getting out of there. There's rock slides all the time. There's the ocean that could surge at any moment. There's fires. It's not a smart investment.
It's beautiful. There's a dream. Everyone dreams of buying a house on the coast of California.
It is, but even now, you can't even insure a lot of things there anymore.
That's probably why.
So I ended up liquidating my daughter's college fund. I told her about it today and she was furious and said she can't believe all her dad's work is gone. There's also the fact that she probably won't have a place to live if they don't liquidate.
So what do? Do you try and sell the house?
Yeah, I guess they still own
So
the
she
house.
liquidated to keep their dream house.
To keep the dream house, yeah.
What would have been smarter is if you try and put the house on the market.
Yeah,
and
you
probably
should have
take
sold
under
it.
asking, but
Yeah, you should have sold the house.
and bought a cheaper house inland.
In less than 4 years, you have burned through 6 figures of income through the choices that you made. I think it's safe to say that you don't really have a good grasp of financial decisions.
And then you
should
pick a money
probably-
manager who
Yeah.
didn't know what the hell they're doing too.
I think that the correct thing to do, like Mike said, would have been to sell the house, a house that you clearly cannot afford. She also said she will not be supporting me for retirement. Am I the a-hole for trying to fix my mistakes and trying to keep our house?
We kind of touched on it already. I don't think that was the right move to try and save the house. I would have tried to sell the house to get more money back.
And you're also kind of just doing it without consulting the people that it will affect. Like, you're not asking the lawyer who's supposed to be managing your finances. You clearly can't. You're not asking the daughter for her permission to use her college fund. And you're just going ahead and doing it without asking.
That is a move, buddy.
I get that it may come from a place of like trying to patch up this situation. You know, you want her to be happy. You think like she would want this.
I still think that she had a right to know.
Yeah, I think so too.
before.
And like, you're a team, right? It's just the two of you. You got to ask her, like, are you okay with this? It's tough. It's a really sad story. So I don't want to like send you down to demon land, but
I think
like,
you had honorable intentions, and I can understand wanting to fix your mess ups, but
and like she wanted to also make herself feel better, which
yeah,
is fair.
I know.
mean,
Yeah, totally. I get it.
so
You really
sad.
are such an angel. I don't forgive people very easily. I feel like you had honorable intentions, but you should have been realistic, not only how capable you are of managing finances, so maybe you can't afford that house. You should have sold it, and you should have asked your daughter's permission, at least given her a heads up that you were doing this. You're the a-hole. You decided not to listen to the lawyer. You decided to move to an extremely expensive place. You decided to trust someone's shady advice. Those were a bunch of mistakes. Now you're taking away your daughter's chances of being able to go to college loan free. That money's not yours. You should be ashamed of yourself.
yeah, it's so tough. I mean, like the intentions were probably good, but it's just poor decision making.
I mean, were they though? Like,
I don't know. I mean, that's context that we don't have.
yeah.
It's just like a really sad situation. So
It's a sad situation, obviously, for sure.
the empathizer in me, my wings hurt right now because I feel bad for them. But also, like, come on, listen to your lawyer. Listen to people who know what they're doing.
OP essentially gambled her 7-figure life savings, ruined her daughter's future, and now asks if she's an a-hole. Yes, you are a selfish a-hole.
Honestly, yeah.
Reddit kind of goes one way or the other. It's pretty unanimous, honestly.
She kind of ruined it. There's only one solution right now.
Here's a good comment that's sort of like unbiased. The sad part is all of this could have been avoided if she'd listened to her husband's final wishes. Trust his lawyer. Want a house in Malibu? Fine. I'm sure the lawyer could have given her a reasonable timeline to sell, likely not in the middle of a recession, and budget for a new house based on their savings and investments. Instead, she made the worst possible decision at every turn, assuming she was that much smarter than anyone else. Poor late husband is spinning in his grave like a rotisserie chicken on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Yummy.
Lava. Chicken.
I mean, like I said, there's only one solution to this right now.
I don't want to fight about it. We'll just give him to purg, eh?
Yeah, give him to purg.
Give him to the purg.
She's not good enough to come up here.
Quite frankly, I do think she belongs down here with me, but like,
No, I keep saying there is one solution to this. Sell the house.
yes.
Put the money back inside the college fund. Move into a modest home that you guys enjoy, where you can live comfortably and
I
enjoy.
think it's a little late, babe. She already got rid of it. She already got rid of the college fund.
I know, but if you sell the house, okay, first of all, you're talking about a Malibu house, upwards of like 4 or 5 million, I'm guessing.
Probably.
On the coast, did it specify?
Yeah, right on the ocean.
Okay, more than that, like
yeah,
$10 million.
Like literally, well, she said 7 figures, so it like less than that.
Yeah, so like $7-8 million. You sell that,
You'd be fine.
get like a condo.
If you can sell it. We can put you in the purg. We'll just do it as a halfway point. Because, like, I do think she's going to end up down here with me eventually.
Call your lawyer. Talk to him.
And don't make your own financial decisions anymore. My wife punched a woman in the face in public in front of our daughter. Ooh. My 37 male, wife 35 female, and their daughter is 6. I don't know how to feel about this. My wife is 8 months pregnant. And last night we went to a restaurant with our daughter that was surprisingly crowded for a weeknight. We were waiting for our table when my wife grabbed my arm and said, "That woman over there keeps staring at us." I told her not to think too much about it since she has a tendency to point out creepy people a lot.
Okay.
We got our table, and while we were waiting for our food, the woman she pointed to came up to us and asked if she could touch my wife's belly. She's pregnant.
I know, but still.
I know, it's weird.
I
It's
want to
like,
feel a new life. Can you imagine I came up to you in a restaurant and I was like, "Hey,
Can I touch your belly?
Touch your tum-tum.
Can I feel it kick?
Yeah, I think in this day and age, it's not like petting a dog, you know what I mean? Can I pet your dog?
Can I pet your
Like,
belly?
it's like you're asking for consent to touch a stranger, and somehow people feel obligated. It's just so weird because it's like their tummy. My wife said, I'd rather you not. But the woman did anyway.
She grabbed it?
Yes. And my wife stood up. The woman looked at our daughter and said, what a beautiful little girl, and tried to pick her up by her armpits. My wife then pushed the woman and punched her in the face.
I kind of love it.
I kind of like it too. I took her arm and got my daughter, and we got out of there. I asked my wife why she did that, and she said, are you kidding? A complete stranger tried to pick up our daughter. I told her she overreacted and that such force was not necessary. I had some reservations about letting her go out in public while pregnant, but I don't think I can at all now. Are you gonna keep her in a cage? Not if she's going to act like this. I don't really know what to do. She seems to think she did nothing wrong. I honestly would never resort to violence, like ever. I would never recommend that you resort to violence in any situation.
Yeah, it's never the solution.
It's never the solution, and it also can come back to like hurt you as well. Like
literally and figuratively.
What would have happened if that woman punched back? What if she had like pushed your wife? What if she had pressed charges? Like
what if she pushed your wife and she
yeah,
fell on the
and
table
then she lost
and the
baby,
Yeah.
you know? I do agree that she shouldn't have resorted to violence.
I get like this guy's probably scared, like,
Yeah,
right? But
sure.
I also kind of like
I mean, you shouldn't touch people's kids and people's bellies without their permission.
If someone touched your belly, you wouldn't have to.
That's his job.
That's my job. Yeah, it's never the solution.
The fact that she likely traumatized our daughter by displaying such violence in front of her is something that's making me look at her slightly different. What should I say to her? I actually do get where you're coming from. People deserve to be punched, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it always ends up way worse when you resort to violence, not only for you, but for them. I'm more worried about her in this situation than the woman that she punched.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I guess I don't have kids yet, so I don't understand paternal instincts. But, you know, if someone reaches for Murphy, which is my own relatable, and, like, goes to pet him, I kind of get, like, a little weird ask, you know? Or,
Yeah,
like, that's
you
like,
should ask.
I mean, I get it. I'm not going to say that this guy's a bad guy for
Yeah.
admonishing her. I mean, you're not going to trap her in the house.
Yeah,
This
he's
isn't-
obviously writing this. He was upset, right? So let's keep that in mind. You're not going to trap your pregnant wife in the house.
Did he say she was 8 months pregnant?
Yeah, she's 8 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Good for you, honestly, for punching someone when you're 8 months pregnant.
What a tank. Unsurprisingly, a lot of people are actually on the wife's side.
Not surprising.
I get why they are. Everybody just gets all riled up when they say
I'd
these-
punch them. It's like,
Oh, yeah,
would you?
punch them? No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Like, that's the thing is, like, you actually wouldn't. You have to think about the consequences.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people do not get in fights over stuff like this. Maybe if the woman hit her first, then she would have a right, like, to self-defense.
If she hit this woman, a pregnant woman, the entire restaurant would have
Dude,
hit
yes,
this other
exactly.
woman.
In a legal sense, if your wife was defending herself from someone who was hurting your daughter or like punching her, then I feel like I would be on her side. But that didn't happen. Yes, there was like non-consent happening and stuff like that, but like there wasn't any violence. It's not like you could use that in a court and say, oh, I was trying to defend myself, because there was no threat. Right?
Exactly. I mean, we weren't there. We didn't see like how aggressive she was.
Right. We don't. We're just going off of like what the story says, right? Maybe it was like that, but based on what this person has decided to share, it doesn't sound like this was in self-defense. It was just a matter of she didn't like someone else touching her daughter, which is fair in like a loving way, or thinking that she's cute and wanting
But
to
also,
pick her
like,
up and
I mean,
stuff.
should I mention like hormonally, like maybe at that time, like
Possibly.
I don't know. I don't want to get in
Possibly.
trouble. Don't yell at me.
First comment says your wife was defending herself against a total stranger who touched her without her permission, and after being told not to, who then proceeded to try and pick up your kid. Are you embarrassed by your wife's actions, or because you didn't do anything to protect your family? So yeah, I mean, obviously it's like defending herself. Like, was she though? Like in a court of law, be honest. Let's say this woman that she punched took her to court. Let's say her defense was self-defense. That wouldn't hold up because there was no threat.
You could argue that she put her hands on your kid and you got scared.
You could, but based on what this guy was saying, what a beautiful little girl, and tried to pick her up by the armpits.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of reminds me of this one time, maybe unrelated. I was walking Murphy by a restaurant, and this woman had her dog in a little stroller, and she kept being like, oh, you have such a cute dog. I want to give him a treat. I was like, no, we're good. Thank you. He's like, no, I made these. I'm going to give him a treat right now. And I said, don't give him a treat. And she went to go put it in his mouth, and I slapped it out of her hand. And I was like, when I tell you not to feed my dog, you don't feed my dog. Go f off. And I walked away.
Period.
This was at Sassafras.
You didn't punch her though, right?
No, but I slapped the treat. She literally was about to go into his mouth, and I slapped it out of her hand. I don't think violence violence is ever the answer, but it's like sometimes you have to, you get worked up. You got to just use your words. Don't ever give my dog a treat.
So you think that he should go with you then? Or does he belong with me?
I mean, like, is he bad for getting mad at her? No. I think he belongs with me. I don't think he deserves to go down there. I think that maybe her actions were a bit extreme, but I appreciate that she was defending her child.
Or she thought she was.
I don't think that he deserves to go down with you. If he's saying, like, I'm gonna keep her from leaving the house,
Well,
that's
he
one
kind
thing.
of did. He said, oh, I'm not going to let her out while she's pregnant. That's kind of a move, like, to even say that.
It's also like she's in the last month of her pregnancy and he like got really scared himself and was like, what if she got hurt?
Or maybe he should have been the one to defend her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We weren't there. I don't think he deserves to go down with you. I think I got some room. I want one.
Want one? You want one?
I want him up here.
Maybe I can let you have him.
I think a lot of people are going to be mad at me for that. But
I know. I think that they're going to be mad at us. And it's like, oh, you shouldn't let strangers touch. Yeah, like, obviously, the stranger
fair.
is wrong.
That is fair. That is
the
fair.
stranger is wrong for touching someone else's child.
But I don't think this guy deserves to go down to hell for being upset that his pregnant wife punched
Got
a
in a
woman.
fight, yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine if that escalated to something else?
Yeah, no, it's like...
I don't agree with him being like, let's
Yeah.
keep her in the house. That's weird. Maybe he can't come to my cloud, but he can go to the one below me.
There you go. So, like, yeah, I actually think that that's a fair assessment. It might make some people angry, but yeah, that's about it. I guess it's decided. That was Am I the Devil? Thanks for watching. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
You want to go blow your nose?
Yeah.
Okay.